What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video, and in this video we will be going over the discussion and details for the brand new New Year's units, which is, it's actually not letting me load these up here. We're gonna look at them in here. Before the video starts, go ahead and hit the like button. We're on the road to 250 subscribers, so smash the like button. Damn. Oh, I'm butchering these openers. I ain't gonna lie, this is my third take. We're not gonna redo it. We're just gonna push through it. Smash the subscribe button. It would be really appreciated. And we are 9 subscribers away from the big 250 mark. Thank you guys for all your support. And let's go ahead and dive in and talk about these units. So here's the picture I was trying to get. I don't know why it's not loading me up on the Dokkan wiki. Oh yeah, the reason I did have this up is these are the drop time for the units. The 28th, 8 p.m. Eastern time. It's actually a solid drop time. Like, not too early, not too late. This is actually a solid drop time. So, if you will be summoning, that's when they would drop. If you need to convert the time, you can look up the time converter on Google. It's free. I'm not going to do it here today. We're here to talk about the units, not the drop time. But I did just throw it out there if you guys were curious. You know what I'm saying? Anyways. It is a Ultimate Gohan and a Gamma 1 and then a Gamma 2 with a Power Awakening Piccolo. They're both tag units, as you can see. And honestly, guys, I don't really know how to feel about these units right here. They're cool. Like, it is superhero, which don't mind if I go ahead and pull this up. I'm not going to say I was fully correct, but I ain't going to say I was wrong either. You can see all my old thumbnails in here. But when we come down here, boom, they were mentioned. Obviously, I didn't ever say Ultimate Gohan was going to be tagged to Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 with a Piccolo. But I did put it in the air that superhero was a chance, and here we are, looking at the brand new superhero unit. So I will give myself some partial credit. Like, out of 50, I'll give myself 15% credit. Like, I had it in the air, but I would have never said this combination. It's very interesting, and I'm actually very curious to see how they're going to work. So without further ado, let's go ahead and see what these units can do. I did read them when they announced it last night, but that was super early in the morning and I was really tired, so maybe we can get a better look at these units. We got the SSR right there for Gohan, and then these are the TUR arts, Gohan and the Gamma 1. Then we got Gamma 2 right here. Actually, I like this SSR better than the Gohan. And then he tags into the Piccolo. Excuse me. Do I got some water? No, I don't got a water up here. I gotta get a water. Might as well let the animations rock. If you haven't seen them, we'll let them rock. But I already said, like, I don't know how to feel, but, like, I'm still kind of confused / shocked about these units. It's just so interesting. And it's a way I never thought they would use these characters in a way at all. But yeah, obviously their animations are great. Like, they're not bad in any way, shape, or form. Are they the greatest? No, but they are definitely good. I would say so. I know we do have KO screens in here too to watch. But yeah, this is nice animation. Nice, man. Let's see the KO screen. Just a little aura down. Nice. That's sick. Both units don't have intros, which is not the end of the world. But damn, am I tripping, or did they really go crazy for the Gamma 2 animation right there? I mean, these are sick. I really cannot hate on the Gammas. I'm a big Gammas fan. And these are definitely cool units. I mean, they're cool for sure, but it definitely is interesting, just the Gohan with the Gamma and then the Piccolo with the Gamma. I mean, you would have expected it to be together as units, but I feel like it kind of is interesting. Like, using these two units together and then pairing up the Gammas or pairing up Gohan with Piccolo. I think this is pretty cool. These animations are definitely good too. The impact frame? I don't remember seeing that. Let's see the KO screen. Nice. Definitely like the Gamma 1 and Ultimate Gohan KO screen better than that. Alright, let's go see what these units can do. Enough talking. Let's dive in. We're going to go ahead and pull up the English Dokkan Wiki so I can actually read and check these categories out. So here's all the categories they're on. Obviously, it's going to be a lot as a tag unit. They are AGL. And then here's the leader skill right here, which we got Movie Heroes, Hybrid Saiyans, or Mission Execution. This does seem pretty good off first glance. So hybrids, you do have this unit, which is very solid. You do have the brand new Trunks EZA and the brand new future Gohan and Trunks. This Gohan EZA is very, very nice. So you got very solid options here off the Hybrid Saiyans. Movie Heroes, I'm not sure what's cooking in here recently. I mean, the gods are still good. Hoping the Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 go ahead and get EZAs alongside the previous New Year's units. We did talk about it, I think, in the previous video when we were going over the possibilities of the New Year's units. That was actually 2 videos ago because I did have the Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Goku summons and details. But these are looking possible. They're on the banners. I'm really hoping. I really wish they announced it last in the stream, but they didn't. So assuming these guys get EZAs, you're going to have a very good set of characters to choose from on this team, which is going to be exciting for sure. What's up here? Any other? You can use the Gogeta, but it's a weird to get to it. But I never specifically used it to get to Gogeta on this team, but I think it always worked. They're obviously good still. Gods. But yeah, there's a bunch of choices. I'm not going to go through the rest of this, but you get the point. There's going to be a solid team if those characters get EZA'd. Mission Execution is last. I haven't really even looked at this category, but it's okay. I don't think you're going to be choosing any full team from here. So overall, looking pretty solid so far. And then you're going to have Superheroes Bond and Androids as the extra bonuses. Right here is the Gohan. Let's see what he's talking about. So basic effects, we're going to get Ki +2, 250% attack and defense, guard with 10% damage reduction. It's nice to have baseline guard, even though he has low damage reduction. Basically, for 5 turns, you're going to have an additional super and 58% damage reduction. So we're at 68% damage reduction with guard for the first 5 turns. And then once this wears off, you'll get 58% dodge, which is a very nice way to complement losing the damage reduction to at least get another defensive mechanism. When there's another superhero category's ally, which there should be, there's another 250% attack and defense, another super, and 58% crits. He's probably going to be pretty strong offensively just off first glance here. You have a bunch of supers. You have crits built in. Not too shabby so far. After receiving an attack, you're going to get 300% attack for the rest of battle, man. Yeah, he seems like he's going to be hitting hard. Can we go to the super attack effects? Did they pass that? They did. He stacks defense and then greatly raises the attack for 1 turn. That's nice. When receiving a super attack, he does get another additional 10% damage reduction, 58% defense, which I do love when they add this type of, what can I say here? This type of, damn, I don't even got a word for that. When they add this to units, I love it because just having more defense right here when you're getting super, it's just more safe. Even though I'm sure he can die to somebody in the game, it's always nice just to have that extra defense when he ends up taking a super. And then also he's going to give Ki +1 in attack and defense 10% for 2 turns for superheroes. This is very nice. I like what they're doing here so far. You have some nice offensive power, 2 supers right here. This is looking pretty good. And then obviously the support. Support, you can never go wrong with support. This is nice. And then when receiving an unarmed super attack. So I wonder, if you receive an unarmed super attack, are these buffs still coming in? Or is it going to be only like blast supers? They didn't really specify fully here. But that is definitely something to be concerned about. So is the unarmed super going to be the same as this? So are you going to be getting both percentages? I'm not sure. But when receiving an unarmed super attack, 158% defense, you're going to get another set of 20% damage reduction. So if these combine when receiving a super, he is going to be able to tank it well. And then it bumps up to 20% attack and defense for 2 turns for the superhero support. He looks solid. You know what I'm saying? I really wonder about this these 2 paragraphs right here. When receiving a super attack and unarmed, like, is it different? So like when he receives a blast super attack, obviously this won't go up, but this will. But when he receives an unarmed, is it only this or is it both? Does it become 30% attack and defense for 2 turns with 30% damage reduction, and then the 200% whatever defense? That'll definitely be something we're gonna have to see when they drop. And then 4th turn, he'll be able to exchange into Gamma 1. Let's go ahead and see Gamma 1. He's not stacking anything here. He is going to greatly raise attack and defense for 1 turn, which is fine. I mean, you do all the stacking with Gohan. Alright, let's see what we're talking about. Key +2, attack and defense 250%. He keeps the guard, and then he goes up to 20% damage reduction instead of 10. Once again, this is most likely always going to be up unless you're running him on a different setup. But he'll have a 250% attack. The launch additional super stays. And then he just gets 70% crit instead of 58. 12 or more key, which is actually just super rain. You're always going to have this up most likely. Unless you genuinely just miss some orbs. 300% attack. He seems like he's going to be stronger than Gohan so far. I mean, you have 300, the 250, and the 250. And then 70% crit. With a key sphere obtained, which is always going to be procced. Insta 150 again. And Defenders of Justice category allies, 100% attack. Okay. That's interesting as fuck. I definitely want to see that in play. They're definitely going to make some good numbers. So he has the same thing when receiving a super attack. Defense +50, another 20% damage reduction. And then the key +1 and the 10% 2-turn support for superheroes. And then his changes to Key Blast Super instead of unarmed. And it goes to 100% defense, 30% damage reduction on top, and then the 20% attack and defense for 2 turns. These guys seem interesting. They definitely seem solid. I just really want to know that, do these both proc when you're getting this Key Blast Super? Or is it just going to be this? Because if it's both, they're going to be looking very solid when it comes to tanking a super here. God damn, man. My music keeps cutting out because my wire is bugged, but y'all can still hear it. It's just kind of bugging me out. It keeps cutting in and out. Throwing me off a little bit. Yeah, but that's all. That's really the only concern I have for these units. Is if they get the double down defensive support. When they receive their Key Blast, or for Gohan, the unarmed. Definitely looking good. The actives here, we got Gohan's active. Can be activated when HP is 58% or less. Don't necessarily love that. Or starting from the 3rd turn from the character's entry turn, which is fine. Definitely much better than having an HP restriction on it. And then he recovers 58% HP. This is the Sensu Bean pop. Removes all allies' negative effects, which is really great. And then he's going to get guaranteed 12 ki and another 158% attack. He's going to be an absolute powerhouse with this active skill up. He's definitely going to be hitting strong. And then Gamma 1's active can be activated upon entering attack. Oh, so he can instantly do this. Massively raises attack temporarily, causes ultimate damage. Ooh, okay. This is nice. Superhero categories allies attack and defense 10%. And androids category allies attack and defense plus 10% for 3 turns. So is it both 3 turns or just 3 turns for the androids? This is nice though. If you want support instead of just the powerhouse Gohan, you can do this. Or you can pop Gohan's active and then switch into Gamma 1. And have him have the... Oh, it says it down here. For 3 turns, all superheroes... Alright, so it's 3 turn support. That's nice. And if you're running both of these guys at the lead, you can stack it and do both Gamma 1 actives and have 60% support for 3 turns on top of the support they already have in their passive. I'm actually liking the way they look. I can't lie. Let's see what they're talking about for Gamma 2 and the Piccolo. Yeah. Superhero special pose, Battle of Wits. This is looking decent. Once again, assuming they're going to Easy A, this is going to be great. You have the Easy A Vegeta Trunks, Super Easy A Vegeta Blue. I like. These are gods. He is good. Gods are good. Definitely have some choices here. And then they had Battle of Wits on top. Right? Like, what changed the wire setup? Like, I didn't move it at all. Why is it not, like, pulling the same? This shit is actually kind of just pissing me off now because I can't hear anything. God damn, man. Alright. Battle of Wits. What do we have in here? Once again, we're looking for the Easy A's. You get 10-year Vegito in here. You get Daima Piccolo is absolutely a unit. I love that boy. Nothing much back here. Once again, you're just looking for these Easy A's. Okay. And then Special Pose was last. I don't think we're going to see anything in here. But once again, you're going to have the Gammas to look at. Will they be Easy Aing? Most likely. Damn, I don't use Special Pose, so I couldn't really tell you where it is. It's down here probably, right? Yeah. Once I said the Gammas, we're looking for the Easy A's. If they Easy A, we're going to have a good team for both units here. And you do get the Gohan from the Gotenks active, which is nice. So, definitely a good category for them. Movie Heroes, Accelerated, Bond Master, and Disciple. That's nice. Starting off with Gamma 2. Let's see what they're talking about. Alright, I already see some interesting lines on the basic effects here. They keep the key +2, attack and defense 250%, which I think every other unit, as in the Gamma 1 and Gohan, have that. So, they are STR. 70% chance for an additional super, 70% crit, 70 dodge. Did I say 77? 70% crit, 70% dodge. Okay. Just flat out. That's decent to start it off. And then you get, for 5 turns, you get another 70% chance to... I feel like I keep saying 77% chance. Another 70% chance to get another super. Every attack performed... Oh, wait, hold on. Let's see. Okay, so he's stacking attack and then greatly raising defense. So this is the opposite of what Gohan does. Okay. To keep that in mind, you're going to be attack and defense 50% up to 250. And it's not super attack, so it's good even if you're getting the normals and the normals here. You still be proccing this up. And that's 5 attacks for 250% attack and defense. and 5 attacks for 15% crit and dodge, which will go up to 85% for both. So, looking decent so far. No damage reduction, no guard so far. This guy, you definitely don't want to get caught. Second or third attacker in the turn is another 250% attack and defense, 20% damage reduction, and artificial life forms and superheroes 2-turn support, attack and defense 20%. I love the support that these guys have. Running them together, I mean, you're going to have a very solid team. And once again, I'm going to keep mentioning it. If those New Year's units and the Gammas get the easy A's, this team is going to be nasty. I'm looking like it's looking like it's going to be really good. In the third slot, he gets another 70% chance to do the super. So you could get a lot of normals, or you can have a really, really high ceiling with this Gamma 2 damage-wise. And then he has the same conditions, 4th turn, to meet up with Piccolo. And then he has the same as Gamma 1's super attack effect, just greatly raising for 1 turn. So you have an attack defense stacker in Gamma 2 and a defense stacker in Gohan. It looks like they are meant to be running together, obviously. Look, let's see what Piccolo's talking about. He keeps the key to 250% attack and defense, and he keeps the 70% super chance. He just gets flat out 50% damage reduction, which is a good start. I'm not going to jump to conclusions saying he's the best defensive unit in the game or some shit, but it's a good start. You know, you like to see that. 12 or more key, 150% attack and defense. When the target enemy is in the following status. HP, alright, when the enemy HP is 70% or less, which I don't necessarily love, 50% crit, and an additional super. So you're not always going to have that at the start of battle, which could be kind of concerning, but it's not the end of the world. Now it's starting to get a little iffy because now you have another HP restriction. 50% or less, he's going to get another 50% crit, so he will have guaranteed crits under 50% HP, and then another super. So you're just looking to deal damage with Gamma 2, it looks like, and then swap into this guy with guaranteed crits, 2 supers. Okay. I guess I can see the vision, but I don't really know how I feel about those HP enemy restrictions. There's, like, if you take this guy into Tamagami 1, like, it's going to be a while before you really get the HP under there, so that could be interesting. With Akisir gets guard, that's very nice. First or second attacker in turn, 200% defense, 20% damage reduction, demonic power superheroes, attack and defense 20%, 2-turn support. I like how they're keeping this support. This is nice. And then he's going to get 20% damage reduction, so that's 70 with guard. And then the extra 200%. Okay. And then when attacking as the second attacker, he's just going to get more attack instead of the defense. But he keeps the defense even as the second attacker. So he's looking like a nice second slot unit. When receiving an attack, 150% of defense. And then another 2-turn support for category allies of superheroes. 2 key. Nothing crazy, but it's there. He definitely looks like he's going to be good. I mean, you just stack a bunch of attack with Gamma 2. You tag into this guy. He can definitely start blowing the doors down with these crits and stuff. Definitely looks better defensively than most of the other units. Interesting. I can't really say how I feel until I really see these guys in game. Let's see what the actives are talking about. Maybe this will change my mind right here. Oh, okay. Okay. You get the Gamma's active is attack and defense 30% in battle. That's nice. That's nice. And this is going to be a crazy pull, but it really reminds me of this guy right here. He is a big stacker, and then he just gets the 30% attack. It makes a big difference. If you guys don't have him, it makes a big difference. Oh, I like to see that. That's nice. That's going to help them a lot. Can be activated for the 3rd turn. Okay. Piccolo. Ooh, buddy. He does the ultimate damage with massively raised attack. Excuse me. And then he does 40% attack and defense support for the turn. Superheroes. Okay. Okay. That's looking nice. Here are the banners. Once again, we've been talking about it all day. We are looking for the easy ace to these guys. If they get the easy ace, I'm fully intrigued about this team. It doesn't really matter who leads it, but just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, assuming they easy ace since they're on the banner, this is gonna be a team of all time, and they're definitely gonna work very well together. I don't think there was anything else. That was the quiz. So, I don't know. They definitely both look very solid and definitely some very high highs. Not sure how they're going to be doing defensively, tanking supers and stuff, but it's definitely going to be interesting to see. Let me know what you guys think about these units, and we will be dropping another video today. Not sure if it's going to be a very long video, but just letting you know, guys, if you should summon or not, and just my thoughts on the units overall. So let me know what you think about these units. Thoughts and opinions. Will you guys be summoning? And we will catch you in the next video. Thank you guys for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe to my channel if you're new, and we will see you in the next video.